Blackpool is a community gardening project. We work with different groups, we work with schools, we work with some rest homes, we work with other groups like the Stroke Association and the Carers Centre, and to be honest, all sorts of other groups of different ages around Blackpool. We have 4 community garden sites, 2 of which are on public allotments. And we also work with a lot of schools that have their own gardens and rest homes that have their own gardens as well. So altogether we've worked on about 47 sites over the last 2 years.
We also want them to really focus a lot on healthy eating. We do struggle sometimes with getting children to actually eat the right foods, and it helps them to actually understand where some of these foods come from. So it covers a whole multitude of aspects of their learning.
In terms of educating our children, it's very important to us that they see how things are produced, grown, and then develop that in their own healthy cooking. And they're getting to taste and try food that they possibly would never have tried. Courgettes, cabbages, and they're actually saying, oh, that's really nice, can we take them home?
Onions, potatoes, fruits, especially apples. I took a lot of apples last year, so I made a lot of apple crumbles, so I've got a taste for those. So it's nice to make your own thing, you know, food of your own produce. You've spent all that time looking after, to see it at the end, you know, when harvesting time, to see it is lovely, it's great.
We've seen improvements in health. Some of our volunteers, you know, they've changed their lifestyles, really. Started to walk more, changed their diets, cut down on smoking. All sorts of benefits.
The main reason I started coming down to groundwork is because I've been out of work and then depression, and it just gets me out and about in the sunshine.
I've been working with groundwork for about 18 months. I've got bipolar disorder, so it gives me something to do because I'm not working at the moment.
You're making positive changes to the site, and you know that makes me feel good knowing that I'm doing something that makes a difference.
I've grown more confidence, met more people, because I never used to go anywhere, just used to stay at home with my kids, take them to school, and that was basically it.
For me, well, it's therapeutic, you know, it gives me a purpose, it's something useful, you know, you're putting something back as well. You're not sort of just, you know, vegging out at home, you're meeting people, you're putting something back into the community.
People come down for all sorts of reasons to get involved in our gardening activities, from all backgrounds. What we find is they all benefit from the social aspect, from coming and talking to other people while working, from exchanging ideas, learning from each other. But there's something really good about gardening as a group, you know, as a group activity.
I enjoyed the gardening because it was a lot of fun and we got to communicate with each other.
A lot of these children don't have the opportunity of actually getting out much. It's a very good social activity for them, so we're always trying to improve their social skills.
It's nice for them that they're able to have a garden and share it and be able to grow something. It's also good for teamwork and cooperating because they were working together to make it nice.
I've got the pleasure of working with people with disabilities, and for the first time people now are being engaged within local communities, and the reason why they're able to work in communities is because of the goodwill of other people, and one of those people is Grow Blackpool. Grow Blackpool have given us the foundations and the materials and everything that goes with that to deliver outcomes.
It's also given our pupils a chance to work with adults with learning difficulties. Again, not part of most of the children's experiences. And again, it was a way of breaking down barriers from both groups and being able to work together, being able to cooperate, being able to produce something at the end, have a product at the end. It's been a very, very positive experience.
We have engagement officers in school who go and take children and parents through healthy parenting type classes. and develop the skills to produce food along with their children that is healthy and produces a well-balanced diet. So in turn, all of this work infiltrates into the community and helps everybody at the same time.
As well as growing our own fruit and vegetables and herbs, we're getting involved in other activities such as green woodworking, where we're using locally cut branches to make whistles and things like that, as well as bigger structures like yurts. We're getting involved in beekeeping, giving the people the chance to try out beekeeping, see if it's for them. They're learning about the bees, of course, and how they tie in with the environment, how they're involved with pollination, and producing honey, which is a healthy food to eat, all those sorts of things. And we're trying to diversify into other activities as well, such as creating wildflower meadows.
And this craft day today, learning crafts, I've made a dibber, which is great. Not sure I'm going to use the dibber, but I've got one. And it just it gives you some purpose and sense of self-respect and things like that. Yeah.
I've done bits and pieces of woodwork before, and it's all going to help me in whatever career I end up in. And of course, it's the enjoyment of doing it as well. It's quite therapeutic. You know, you just sit there on your own, just carving away, and just shut the world out and just carry on carving around.
There are all sorts of other benefits as well. We are offering some training, some City and Guilds training, to give people a formal qualification after they've spent some time with us. And this is nice to recognise the efforts that they've put in and how far they've travelled since they've started working with us.
Well, it's brilliant. It's going to be very useful to me, because I'm hoping to get into the whole landscaping and gardening or allotment keeping kind of career. So these skills today will be very useful.
Our very valuable member of staff now, Mrs. Tracy Howarth, has an apprenticeship as a result of the work that initially kicked off here, and she helps and maintains and develops some of the work that Groundwork started.
It's something that's quite easy to overlook, I think, but we've all developed through working on this project. So for instance, Adam started as a Future Jobs Fund lad, and he's worked really hard on the project. He's gone from assisting with activities to delivering them himself, so he's really going from strength to strength.
My personal development has come on wonders since I first started the project. My confidence levels have improved. Just being able to talk to the camera now, I wouldn't have been able to do this 24 months ago when I first started. And yeah, it's opened my eyes to the environment and to the way we live and yeah, healthy living.
Lewis joined us more recently, but his development is moving on quite quickly as well. He's delivering sessions, of course, and he comes from a bit of a different background to Adam. He's got more of an interest in alternative technologies, and I think the green woodworking in particular appeals to him. And myself, I've really benefited. I feel really happy with the way the project is running and the interest we're getting and the ways that people are benefiting. We get some great feedback, and it really spurs me on to not only make the project continue, but to grow it literally into something that's bigger and stronger, and that will last way into the future.